Nothing like a sip shot of coffee in the morning. Are you the substitute?
Yeah, I got a call half hour ago. My name is Phyllis. Phyllis Barker.
Molly Mopet. Call me Molly.
Who am I supposed to replace?
Tommy Bachman.
What happened to him?
Got his son trapped in the toilet.
No way.
Some kid dropped his keys, threw them in the can and flushed.
Jeez.
Tommy ran over and stuck his hand in to save him.
Well, yeah.
Next thing he knew, his hand was stuck and the kid was gone.
What did he do?
Nothing. About an hour later, I heard him crying kind of weak, like a secret or something.
How did he get his hand out?
Didn't further department had to do it.
Jeez.
Poor old guy was pretty shook up. Took the rest of the week off.
Did they kick the kid that did it?
Yes,
They kick him out.
just for a day.
That ain't enough.
Nothing I can do about it. The kids' sports style basketball is a big deal here.
That sucks.
Nothing I can do about it. You get the gym and cafeteria area. Come on, I'll show you.
I don't like doing cafeterias.
Tell me about it.
Mr. Doof, your headlights are on! Mr. Doof, your headlights!
Ah, Mrs. Moppet. Is this the substitute?
Yeah, Phyllis, this is Mr. Blair, the principal, and Mr. Strong, the whip.
Phyllis, is it?
Phyllis Bucket.
There's a huge spill in the hall by the cafeteria. A latte, a slushy, and what appears to be some sort of vomit. It's getting tracked everywhere.
I'm taking her down right now, Mr. Blair.
Good, good. Then you better deal with the graffiti outside the wood shop.
The big F word.
Yes, the big F word. Can't have it there like a billboard where all the cars drive past.
I do my best, but it's paint, huh?
Just cover it or something.
I'm concerned about the Becker boy incidents, Patrick.
Remind me, Tyrone?
Johnny Becker, the kid in the electric wheelchair.
Oh, yes.
The parents might sue.
On what grounds?
They say a boy in a wheelchair should not be forced to wear a gym strip and compete against other boys in track and field events.
Nobody forced him.
Perhaps you should talk to Mr. Schwartz about that.
I'll put it on my to-do list.
Mrs. Flake, please return the master key to the office. Mrs. Flake, please return the master key to the office.
That woman has lost more keys.
The superintendent phoned this morning. We need a brief staff meeting.
What's up?
More toxic fumes in the ventilation system.
Are we finally getting the gas masks?
It's not on the budget. We're to hand out a copy of the evacuation plan.
I'll get Wynonna to make an announcement right away.
While you're at it, could you call the photocopy people? The big green one's spewing toner.
Again?
Mrs. Romer, you're late for the social department meeting. Mrs. Romer, you're late.
Alice says we should change the date of the marriage.
For heaven's sake, why?
Her mother has allergies in July.
Why didn't she break us up 6 months ago?
She can be difficult.
Mike's mother was a set in an origin dress, you know.
Really? What material did she use?
She bought some polyester pantsuit at a second-hand store, all kinds of different colors.
That's creative.
Then she drew them all apart and made the color poster of tents.
The wedding dress was a tent?
I used to be much larger.
Larger.
I weighed over 130 kilos.
You never know it today.
That was before I became a high school counselor.
Did you diet?
No, I can't tell.
That's a hard job, all right.
How did the meeting go with Alice Duff's parents?
Her dad never showed business should. and her mother kept answering her cell phone when we talked.
Like Henry Edway.
Her mother says it's the school's fault that Tally smoked, dope, and drink hard alcohol between classes.
The red Mazda, license number SFA 626, you're parked in front of a fire hydrant. Move it now or be towed. That's the red Mazda, license number SFA 626. Move it now, and I mean right now.
I'm up at the slushy, the coffee, and the vomit. Good, now go and plunge the boss toilet. See, plug the gun, but be careful of your hand. Remember Mr. Bachman.
There's no way I'm sticking my hand in a public toilet.
Mr. Blair wants me to meet with Bobby Grabstock in D-Block. Inappropriate touching. Take my advice and don't meet him alone. He's a kid scary.
Mr. Blair said to go easy on him.
Why?
Her mom's on the school board.
Oh, yeah.
Mrs. Romer, we are waiting for you. Mrs. Romer, we don't want to start without you.
Mr. Doof, did you hear the announcement about your headlights?
What?
Your headlights!
Headlights? What's this about headlights?
Did he leave them on again?
Apparently.
Your lights, Edward.
You're rather nice too, Ronnie. Now where's my coffee cup?
Watchman can come a moment too soon for the poor old fellow.
He's so confused outside his classroom, but when he does see his light, it's like he's young again.
Face it, Ronnie, it's becoming a serious safety issue.
It's not Edward's fault if somebody beat a pipe bomb in his chemistry class.
Just whose fault is it, Ronnie?
Society's.
Mr. Doof, that the wrist spasmod.
Huh? What? Don't mumble.
Mr. Strongman! Mr. Doof!
Miss Too Strong Smoke what? For the love of Christopher.
You know, I realized this morning that Doof is food spelled backwards.
My maiden name was Timor, which is vomit spelled backward. I got just a lot.
My fiance's last name is Lenya, which is Angel spelled backward.
Aren't you the lucky one?
The junior girls volleyball team is reminded to turn to your uniform to Mr. Short sometime today. Junior girls volleyball team give your shorts to Mr. Short today, and I mean today!
I told you not to stick your hand in the toilet.
I got over enthusiastic.
Oh, Ronnie, have you seen my glasses?
You're wearing them, Edward.
Oh, great Scott. So I am. Whatever. Next.
Oh my goodness, I'm late again. Fernando is looking for you, Gina. How long can be a bit difficult?
A bite?
I was plate writing earlier on the first word row. Half of them they copied on the internet.
Give them 0.
My parents think it's okay to cheat. One kid that said, why the hell do you think I paid $600 for high-speed internet?
Pas pornographie, film musique, and Fajari social injustices.
A brown boy's wallet has been found in the foyer. A brown boy's wallet, you can claim it in the office.
A brown boy.
Waynona should take her own more carefully.
Young lady, I don't believe we've met.
Yes, Mr. Booth, several times. I'm Gina Romer.
What?
He's a bit forgetful, Gina.
Good morning, Gina, Ronnie, Mr. Duff.
Sorry?
Hi, Susie.
Morning, Susie. How are things in the food room?
Terrible. Mouse droppings everywhere.
Mrs. Shoemaker, could you provide me with a sandwich?
Maybe at lunchtime, Mr. Duff.
Figure Laboratory, report to the office. Figure Laboratory to the office right now, please.
The photocopy machine exploded, Felix. We got to scrap one of the copy remotes.
Anyone hurt?
No, but one of the secretaries looks like a chimney sweep after a 10-hour shift. Hi, Susie, how's my best go?
Morning, Ben. Have the shop kids finished my Corolla yet?
Well, now, Susie, I've been meaning to talk to you about that.
Has something gone wrong?
It's gonna take a bit longer than we expected it would.
It's been an oil change.
The kids are slow, Susie. By the time they get the tools out, the Belgian class is over.
It took them 3 weeks to change the headlight on my Civic, Susie.
I get all the losers.
It's not loser of it, Arch Ben.
No, it's true. The counselor gave me the losers who can't do academics.
the sort of kids who enjoy working on cars.
No, they just sit around telling dirty jokes or how strong or drunk they got on the weekend.
Mr. Planner, would you be so good as to inspect my motor car for mechanical damage? I fear the old girl is at the point of total collapse.
I'll take a look tomorrow, Mr. Doof.
Sorry?
Tomorrow!
What?
Mrs. Muppet, there's a small fire in the dumpster. Mrs. Muppet, a small fire in the dumpster.
Look out, find the hole.
It's bringing the devil's underpants. Susan, I'm so glad I found you. I got a wonderful idea for this music.
I'm a bit busy right now, Sila.
Had it know it, we're doing Greece, and I thought it would be such fun if you and your student could serve at the audience, cookie look like condom packages.
Condom packages?
You know, as I Rizzo has unprotected sex with Kennedy and thinks she's pregnant, well, it will be so symbolic if the audience was eating cookie condom.
I'm not sure I'm comfortable with that, Sila.
I thought Grease was a nice clean musical suitable for high school Mrs. Blake.
I don't think the administration will allow cookies that look like condom packages in this place.
Oh, please, it's art! For God's sake. Art is about truth, and the truth is that the human being always thinking about sex.
Huh?
Ay, 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 ay! Ay, ay, ay!
Oh, my dear, this is rather sudden.
Oh, Mr. Doof, they don't like my cookie condom idea. Is it just too bad?
What?
Drama teachers, they always so flaky.
She shook her dance though.
There is no way I'm making 500 condom cookies.
I never had anything so ridiculous. Trust the Dava department to come up with something that's in the worst possible taste.
Mrs. Romer, if you're out there, this is your last chance to get to the meeting. I mean it.
Oh my God, it's for you.
Has anyone seen Sheila Flake?
She just left Mr. Bashman.
I have my orchestra waiting in the theater. But the actor haven't shown up.
She probably got the dates mixed up again.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a wonderful feeling. Everything is going my way.
Sheila, what's the use? She flick a can of tuna.
Viola Butler, report to the office. Viola Butler, to the office right now, please.
Good morning, fair ladies and gentlemen. How glad to see you all looking as fit as feathers.
Did you see Flake in Spanish?
Why, yes, she was dancing down the road. Whatever the matter, Mr. Blackman, you look as polar bear.
He was supposed to rehearse with Miss Flake actors.
All my actors are in the theater, but there is no actors.
Oh, sad. The orchestra waiting there like a jailbreak, like at a John's wedding. Poor Mr. Blackman, perhaps you are in love with Mrs. Flake.
I'm no mood for teasing. Mrs. Spelling?
Such a serious chap. No wonder you cheat music. You need beautiful melodies to lift your depressing spirits.
But the actors aren't quite up to the task.
Drop by the first room, Mr. Bashman. I'll give you a cake to cheer you up.
Susie, I need to talk to you about the goodies for the pub session.
Mrs. Bucket, there's been an accident in the girls' washroom. Mrs. Bucket, report to the girls' washroom in the mountain tail.
Grease is the way we are feeling. Oh yeah, Grease is the way we are feeling.
Sheila, where are your actors?
We are all actors, Turner. All actors of the big great stage of life. Go, Grease it lightning. Go, Grease it lightning.
So, we're all on the last turner. Just you, me, and Mrs. Whitewear.
I rather you call me Mr. Bachman, Miss Spelling. You are not alone. Mr. Doof is sitting right over there.
Huh?
Why be so formal, Turner? You may call me Penny, and you may call me Belinda.
I should fear harassment against you too.
Harassment? We're just teasing, Turner. Penny and I wrestlers here in this haunted pose.
Doesn't teaching English keep you internet?
The student writing nothing but nonsense.
It's rather depressing.
We search endless for romance and adventure in their writing, but all we find are incorrect non-pronoun and random sentences.
Not to mention dangling modifiers and splitting chips.
What about the funny guest article written by students in your local newspaper?
Their teacher do extra. We are awash in cheating and misrepresentation, Mr. Bachman. The age of the internet facilitates endless appropriation of the work of the few clever people.
It's the age of creative cop-out and constant copying, Mr. Batman. Truly original work is as rare as a blooming flower in a winter's neglect.
Public education is full of mediocrity. It's also depressing.
Never mind, we will say joy in a moment. There, my boy, all better now.
I better see if Mrs. Victor left in the theater.
How about a kiss for the old man, my dears?
Sorry, I do that to be satisfied with memories of kisses from a long ago.
What?
Come along, Belinda. We must go search inspiration in this depressing world.
There will be a brief but important meeting in the staff room. A brief and important meeting for all staff in the staff room. Right away, please.
Damn, staff meeting. No, I won't have time to shower before 8 o'clock.
The rugby team is running laps, Terry.
Jeez, I hate like hell to teach while I stink.
The rugby team is running laps.
I know, Clay, you said it once already.
They're running laps, Terry.
Alright, they're running laps. Good for them.
Morning, Mr. Doof.
Huh?
I'm excited, really excited.
Excited?
I got a date with a drama teacher.
Mrs. Lee.
Yeah, she's hot. Oh yeah, hot.
How you got away?
Too bad for you.
I do not think teachers should say hot like that.
I'm a teacher, but I'm a single man too. And Tia Flake is a single woman. So it's okay, Clay, it's okay. Nothing wrong with me dating Miss Flake.
Like you, I am a physical education teacher. I do not talk of women when I work.
You said it yourself. You got a wife. I not. So, I can talk about women, work or not.
Damn staff meeting. Had to stop my social meeting just as we were getting started. Late.
How unfortunate, Mr. Ryan.
The old department used to be all men. Now it's a woman, and nothing starts on time.
But you got to admit she's a pretty little thing.
Do not talk to Mrs. Zomo like that, Mr. Rance. It's not polite.
In the old days, we could hang out in this social office, doing whatever we want and talking about sports. Not anymore.
Come on down to my office anytime, Fräulein. Sometimes the only thing that can revive a man's spirit is the smell of sweat.
And she controls me constantly. If I say Soviet industrialization, says the Russians with Nazis, she says that Stalin was a butcher, and the Russians would have been better off with Trotsky.
Like, I am from Ukraine. 17 million is a bit funny.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about, big fella.
And her mood swings. One day she's happy, the next she's not, and she complains about my police sausage.
Hell, switch to boot the old Canadian winner if it keeps her happy.
Maybe I should transfer to another school.
Staff meeting right away, please. Staff meeting right now.
There's an inundation in the gym.
Time to put our life jackets.
Hello, Mr. Doof.
Wyona, my dear, could you perhaps transcribe a letter to my dear sister in Moose Jaw? My postsidents produced nothing but chicken scratch.
Sure, Mr. Doof.
What?
Did you find Mrs. Romer, Mr. Rons?
Yes, why not? Thought it was too late to do anything about it when I did.
You don't really record the power amplifier. System shouting me to it like that, Mr. Rounds.
That damn power amplifier is too fragile. If they had built in a masculine way, the fix would not break so easily.
This school is for both sexes, Miss Rounds, whether you like it or not.
It's true, women and men make baby together. Why not make everything else together too?
I, secretary, keep things running like clockwork, and I'm a woman. Don't remind me. What's in those folders?
That's for me to know. You need to find it out randomly.
Got to love a mystery.
Mr. Short, you still owe $25 for the Sunshine Funds?
I paid already.
There's no record of your payment, Mr. Short.
Everyone's got to pay, Terry.
It's for a good cause, Terry.
Everyone paid, Mr. Shorts. Everyone.
Tomorrow. Did you pay your $25 for the Sunshine Fund, Mr. Short? You're the only one who hasn't. Tomorrow!
Mrs. Near, Bobby Grabstock's mother is coming in to see you. Sounded upset.
Uh-oh, Groper Boys, Big Man School Board. Mama feeling for you, Mrs. Mayor.
Oh, God. She says you're persecuting her son.
If I was you, I'd go home sick until she cools off.
Well, Ronnie, there's a package for you in the office.
Oh, cool. My classic of Abachi must have arrived.
Don't you mean abacuses, Ronnie?
One abacus to me, two abachi, Mr. George.
Ronnie, could you find it in your heart to do my tax calculations for me? The federal government is after me.
If I have time.
What?
Mr. Planner, you need to fill out an accident report about the boy who broke his fingernail last week.
It was just a fingernail.
And the accident is just a piece of paper, so do it!
Ben, I know you're upset, but endless forms and reports are essential for the smooth functioning of a modern high school.
Ben, you should try to stay calm, Ben. Don't make a scene in front of your colleagues. Remember the breathing exercise I taught you.
Breathe. Must breathe.
In and out. In and out.
Get into a chair, get into a chair.
Mrs. O'Maker, there's been a complaint from a parent. Her daughter brought home a muffin from the fifth classes.
They allow her to take their biting home, John.
The grandmother is a chemist. She did an analysis and determined that 5% of the muffin was mouth droppings.
Drat! I tried so hard to keep it to 3% or less.
Mr. Batman, bad news. The bank's citizenship has been cancelled.
Cancel. Why?
The CIA claim your Uncle Jim is a terrorist.
Uncle Jim is not a terrorist. He's not a terrorist. He's a therapist. They must read wrong.
American Iron Nuts for reading.
Hi, hi. The guns are here. I love surprise staff meeting. You never know of what those sort of dramatic things will be revealed.
Strikes, death, outbreak of disease,
Nervous breakdown.
resignation.
Criminal investigation.
How delightful to be your super staff meeting.
Mr. Warren, I'm sorry. I was late for the lesson. Don't let it happen again, Mrs. Warren.
Do not talk to a good woman like that, Mr. Rent. It's not polite.
Take it easy,
Roland, you should try to sort out your confused feelings about Mrs. Roland.
My confused feelings? I don't have confused feelings. I'm a man, for God's sakes.
Your lower lip is trembling, Roland. That's quite clear that you are on the verge of tears.
It's my allergies. My allergies. I gave up crying when I was 4. Mr. Rose, I really have no difference, but can we just get on with the damn meeting?
The principal not here yet.
We got a big problem in the gym.
Jim.
It's filling up like a swimming pool. The rugby team's freezing water.
Do not worry, it's good exercise. Once I tread water for 6 days after falling out of the canoe.
Staff meetings take precedence over everything. Everyone must attend no matter what.
All right, settle down and listen up. Listen up. Attention, please. Shut up!
I hope I haven't missed anything. I was picking outside.
Those flowers are purple
flowers you have school this week, 21, Mrs. Blake?
No one can flower, Mrs. Muppet. They belong to nature.
Oh, Graham, but in secondary, a kid got expelled for pulling up flowers.
I don't pull them up, I snip them up, put them on the base for the enjoyment of my lovely student. And we meditate for hours.
Is that why your actors are under music, Mrs. Blake?
Silly man, they learn by osmosis. They absorb their roles.
Absorb?
I get the script printed on the bedsheet. When the actors leave, and the word wrapped around them, until to go to shower. And the actor, until to go to shower. And the actor look back in the mirror and see their character looking back at them.
We're really so sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Strong. Now, I don't want to keep you from your classes, so I'll cut straight to the chase. Educational research has shown that effective schools have staffs who engage in collaborative efforts to raise the standards of academic achievement. That's not to say that we are not collaborative. However, much work remains to be done in the sense that work is being done on a daily basis so that we have gotten closer to our agreed upon goals of last year's committees forwarded to the staff. As you may recall, for rectification, after reviewing the wording, there may have been some wording that stood out as redundant, and I'll take responsibility for that. If you bear with me for just a few more moments, the final efforts are to be commended. Thanks, Bob and Sally, who worked so long and hard on the substance of the report. If we tend to drift in our efforts, that's foreseeable and correctable, though some months may pass before answers are apparent. I think we all know that knowing is exceptional, except in some instances within our grasp with no time for an overhead, and I apologize, though the main points are made. I think if you recall, the thrust of the initiative and the figures point a positive trend throughout the spectrum, now at more than 2.3%. I think if memory serves, the middle way is best in these matters.
Patrick,
Yes, Mr. Strong?
the staff, Patrick, they're catatonic.
I tried to keep it brief.
That was the briefest speech I ever heard the principal make to staff.
Then why are they catatonic?
I think after years to listening principals at staff meeting, they finally had all they can take.
All they can take?
They shut down completely, like circuit breakers popping after an electrical overload.
How will we revive them?
The only way school staff can be revived.
You don't mean...
Yes?
All right. Do it.
Free donuts and Starbucks coffee for everyone! Well, now you're awake again. Well, I'll tell you what you're doing.
Mr. Filler will give you a folder outlining evacuation plans in the chance of toxic fumes spewing out of the ventilation system. Any questions? Anyone? Mr. Schwartz?
Are the kids supposed to go home after we evacuate?
No, they are to stay on school property. Mr. Solowski?
But not in building with next issue.
Not in the building, Mr. Slabowski. Miss Digit?
But even the building part of school property, you say that we stay on school property.
Yes, but not in the building, Miss Digit. Mr. Planner, you will have to wait your turns, Miss Homemaker and Mr. Rance. Mr. Planner?
It's a school, right? And it's property, so it's school property.
Yes, but it's not school property that the kids are supposed to stay on. Mrs. Homemaker?
What part of the school property are the kids to stay on?
The city. The city is the only school property that is large enough. Roland?
I believe the field belongs to the city, so it's not a school property.
The field is city's property, but we use it for sports, so we can use it for drills.
They'll stay on it if you tell them it's school property. Mr. Backman?
Perhaps it would be best if students stay in the parking lot, which is school property.
The parking lot is not a large enough section of the school property, Mr. Bachman. So they will have to go to the city's field, which will be called school property for proposals. Miss Flake?
Last, we use the term property. It sounds so capitalist.
It is necessary to call it something that everyone can understand. Mrs. Spelling?
If the field is on school property in an emergency, what is it the drill that's not a real emergency?
It's the city's property, but we use it for sports, so we can use it for drills. Miss Ratwell?
If we have a drill, will we tell the kids that's school property or city property?
Just tell them to go on the field. If one of them asks if it's school property, tell them to see me about it. Mrs. Neri?
The students will be standing in their shoes and socks, which are their own property, so should we tell them to take their shoes and socks off, so they will be standing on city property, as we are calling school property in an emergency instead of standing on their own property.
The shoes and socks are an interface between the students and the field. This interface provides a comfortable transition from the public to the private, a sort of protective buffer between the state and the child, if you will. Mr. Softo?
That's conceivable that students will take 2 school garbage bags, put a bag onto each leg, secure the bag with twice ties, scrape it off, securing knucklehead, that way they are standing on school property no matter where they are.
If I see a boy running away in a pair of garbage bags, I will personally tackle him and yank the damn things off of him. Mr. Doof?
I was wondering if you could iron my shirts and pants for this afternoon.
Perhaps you could hire a student.
Sorry?
Mr. Filer?
If there's an evacuation to the field, I have to notify a half-dozen civil agencies. How can I do that if toxic fumes are playing hell with my motor skills?
Just get out of the building and contact security by cell phone. Mrs. Huffle?
Did Mr. Schultz say shirts or skirts?
Shirts. Any further question? Anyone? Anyone? Mrs. Moppet?
Mr. Duke will get trapped by the evacuation.
A rope has been installed in Mr. Doof's science lab. He'll be pushed through the window and lowered to the ground securely. Mrs. Bucket?
I don't work here as usual, but I'd just like to say that toilets here have very nasty throats, and no wonder Mr. Backman got his hand caught in one.
The Health and Safety Committee has looked into the toilet, Mrs. Bucket, and they concluded they meet legal standards.
That's all fun and dandy until you get your hand stuck in one.
I want the meeting to adjourn.
This is a staff meeting, Mr. Rank. You can't move for adjournment.
The union contract explicitly states that we do not have to meet them once a month.
Exceptions can be made in an emergency.
Is this an emergency?
No, it's a meeting to prepare for an emergency.
So the staff meeting is breaking the union contract.
I move we hold a strike.
I second the motion.
All those in favor? That's 5. Those against? That's 5. A tie.
Fellow Huffles and Moffat and a different union. Their votes don't count.
I get to phone my representative to get clarification.
Please, please. This is ridiculous. All we wanted to do was hand you out a few folders and send you back to your classes.
Your union can push the rest of us around. The kids come first.
It's just a tie vote anyway. Let's just let it go.
Gina Rumor didn't vote. Gina Rumor didn't vote.
I don't have to vote.
She doesn't have to.
They're getting married in the morning. Ding dong, the bells are gonna chime. is over. Off to your classes. The kids are waiting.